Hello, everybody. It's a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. It's always a beautiful day in the Pacific Northwest. I don't care if it's raining. I don't care if it's sleeting, snowing. It's always a beautiful day. Doug Zanger, Executive Director of Think Northwest. We're here advancing the business impact of bold, creative thinkers. Thank you so much for your support, especially to our members. If you'd like to learn more, go to thinknw.org. Got lots of stuff going on. So, yeah. You go to our site, we got a fancy schmancy slider. Thank you, Serenity Studios. They built this site, did a marvelous job with that. As you can see, let's go back. Go back to slide little one. Northwest Marketing All-Stars. It's in our 4th year. Presented in conjunction with Club CMO. Entries are open right now. Also, on the 27th, women's sports are big and never looking back. We'll be doing that at the Sports Bra in Portland. Limited seats on this, by the way. So if you're going to go, get them now. Get them now. Tonight, we are co-hosting Party on the Patio at Migration Brewing. So just get yourself over there. Take a look. Join us there. Then, of course, the Think Northwest Open. That's happening September 27th. We still have some sponsorships available. Plus, you can get in as a single or you can get in as a foursome. But yeah, hit us up. thinknw.org. Super stoked that we do these shows. We're going to be doing more of them. So you'll see it on our events schedule on LinkedIn. We'll put them on the site. Let's just say I didn't get to it yet. But what we love talking about is the work that our members do. We call these member check-ins. So we've done it with Odd Notion has done one. I'm trying to think back. We've had several member check-ins. And the goal of this is simply to talk about the work, maybe talk about some new wins, maybe talk about anything. It's basically the floor is theirs. And today, we're super, super happy that Opinionated are members. And they've always been a fantastic agency, but they are on fire of late, doing extraordinarily well at Ad Age Small Agency Awards in Boston. They are always in the same breath as some of the very best independent agencies around the world. Super Bowl stuff, just a lot of really, really great things happening. And they were Cascadia Creative Award winners. I don't remember what you won, Priyanka, Cristina. It's our award, but I'm like completely forgetting what you won a lot.
Well, there was a lot, but I don't think there was like one singular big one, was there?
I just won a lot.
Yeah,
no, you got the goofy looking, beautifully goofy looking, zero waste.
Oh yeah,
those are great.
Yeah, they're fun to play with because they're like bendy and you
can right?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, yes.
They're just like huggable. They're really soft.
Yeah. Congratulations on that. And thank you to Portland Garment Factory for coming up. And that was our goal. Our goal was we wanted to create the most sustainable award in advertising. So there you go. Now, first of all, give us a little bit. You're a creative team at Opinionated. I'm glad that Priya and I have similar eyewear. It's got a little 70s cop show vibe going. That's what we're doing. But give us a little bit of your background, where you came from, what you do at the agency.
I got here, I think, just celebrated my 2nd year. So I'm rounding the corner into the 3rd. Before that, I was at college at Boston University, minor in advertising. And so this is actually my first job out of school.
Nice.
And it's been really fun so far.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
Great.
Hi. I am an art director here at Opinionated. I came here 3 years ago. Almost 3 years ago, actually. And I came here from Atlanta. I was working at an agency there. doing a lot of shopper work, experiences. Yeah, love shopper. It's great. And then I came to Opinionated for the job and just kind of like took the risk and moved to Portland. So
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
It's always a good risk to take. And Cristina, you went to Boston University. I went to University of Denver, so hockey rivals.
Oh, yeah.
There you go. And you had the fucking bean pot. The bean pot. That was like
What's the bean pot?
Oh, it's a hockey game between Boston University and Boston College.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they call it the bean pot.
There are a lot of beans being thrown around.
Who knows? And I know Bostonians don't like hearing like people calling it Beantown, but then that's just playing into the trope. So what we want to talk about today specifically is, and I'm going to pull this up here, is the great work that you did for Depop and Depop This Look. So what I'd like you to do is give us a little bit of an overview. But actually, before you do that, let me play this case study, because I think that'll give us a little bit more of a vibe of what it was. So let's take a look at this.
Los Angeles is well known as the entertainment capital of the world. It's also a hub for fashion and style, and home to many iconic cultural landmarks. Depop is a vintage fashion marketplace, so vast you can take fashion inspiration from anywhere and find it on Depop. We wanted to build awareness for Depop and bring more people onto the platform. So we brought the two together and built a platform to help people find Depop fashion inspiration in the most unexpected places, iconic Los Angeles restaurants and landmarks. Depop This Look, an interactive fashion adventure on the streets of LA. Here's how it works. First, we placed unique QR codes around LA landmarks. Then, when people scanned a QR code, they were taken directly to a shoppable collection that matched the aesthetic of that unique location. To spread the word, we launched with the help of local LA influencers. People could Depop Pink's, an iconically aesthetic hot dog joint. They could Depop Super Vinyl, an elevated record store known for its artist collabs. Venice Beach, Depop That Look. Depop the look of Club Bahia, legendary Latin nightclub known for its range of dance nights.
Bring it back.
We generated press coverage from the coolest fashion publications, like Hypebeast and Paper Magazine. Unexpected inspiration is everywhere in Los Angeles. We're so glad we were able to highlight some of LA's spots with Depop This Look.
Super smart. Super smart.
Thank you.
I love stuff like this, because Pri, you had mentioned like the shopper thing and the experiential thing. There are times when it can feel super forced. It can feel like it's trying too hard, as opposed to something like this, which it's seamless. It just fits in. So what I want to start with is give us a little bit of an insight into the brief.
I think our brief was really just to gain as much attention for Depop as possible, as it often is with the activations that I think we've worked on, because activations are really about like spreading attention from online and getting noticed online. So I think that's kind of where we started off with our brief, and then
especially because they're based in London, so they wanted to bring much more awareness here in the US.
Were there so did they say like we're going to do straight up LA, or were they thinking New York? Were they thinking of other markets as well, or was LA kind of like that's where we need to be?
I mean, that's kind of where we landed with, because it's such a huge, cultural hub. And I mean, this whole thing is based off of finding inspiration anywhere. And so LA was just a great place where we could find all different types of locations that kind of cater to different demographics and audiences. And I mean, which is just great for this platform, because you can find like any type of fashion on it. And so that's kind of where we landed, because then we can like tap into skate culture, or something a little bit more high end. And I mean, like you said, like it's something where it is a fashion brand, and we didn't want to be like what you would think of as like fashion. We definitely wanted to be representative of what the platform stands for, and like cater to a huge audience. So
Yeah, and I think the geography of Los Angeles as well. So, I mean, if you think about it, New York is very compressed, San Francisco is very compressed. You know, you look at that, and I think that being able to have, I mean, horrible traffic notwithstanding, you know, to have these locations that are a little more dotted around, that affords, some creative flexibility, I would imagine for sure. So you talked a little bit about the strategy, but what were some other components of the strategy that was informing how you approached it as a creative team?
I mean, I think it really was since we knew that influencers are such a big part of Depop's rise, I guess. I think we wanted to incorporate that as well. And I don't know, I think just thinking about it is kind of a interesting platform because there is such a range of things on it. So you're not even really there's not really even one specific benefit other than the mass amount of material that's on it that you can actually shop. So kind of thinking about that and then thinking about, okay, well, you know, inspiration from anywhere, like you can literally get anything on it. So what if, like, what's the best way to kind of show that and dig into that insight? I think was a big part of it too.
And then the other component, because Depop is such a like Gen Z targeted like platform too, and so we really needed to think about like authenticity and like where are people going to be like interacting with this, and how can we show up in a way that like people would want to, you know, interact with. So that was another huge component of the brief, is, you know, making sure that we were speaking authentically as well.
You know, you have Pinks, which has its own design language. Venice Beach has its own design language. How are you approaching the design component to it? And also, you know, I mean, it's some of the stuff just straight up for decades, like art and the copy and the message all matter. So what were you thinking? What were you thinking in terms of design? Because it looks like there is a and this is, I'm not meaning it this way, but there's a standardization, or, you know, it feels like you would look at a brand book and it's like, okay, you know, this is how we're going to approach it. How did you approach all of that? Because again, Pinks, and then you have this black, white, and red, as my voice decides to go away. God, thank you, allergies. So how did you approach it from design and from the words and all of it?
Yeah, I mean, what you said is true. Like the design is definitely, I would say, like agnostic to the locations, and intentionally too, because, you know, if you have, say, Pinks where everything is pink, and then you have like our sticker or our poster or whatever, like with the classic Depop black and red and white, it really stands out that way, and people would want to interact with it. And we definitely wanted that kind of through thread amongst like each different location, and have it look a little bit more standardized. But when you get to, say, like scanning it and then getting to the landing page, that was how we designed like our landing pages and the banners. That was much more catered to the location. And then you can kind of see like all the outfits that we've paired with each location, fitting the look of that spot. So it was kind of like, you know, exploring, finding our QR code. And then when you get to the landing page, that definitely has a lot more of a design that's consistent with the location itself.
Smart.
And also the fact that we had so many different pieces and parts for this, like, you know, the scalability of it. Like we had huge posters, billboard, and then we had like a little tiny sticker you would find like on a skate ramp that you can scan. So yeah, I mean, I think that's kind of how we approached the design, making sure that, you know, Depop's branding was coming through, and it still, you know, stands out. And if you see it at one location, you can also recognize it somewhere else too.
Did you buy your PM dinner?
Oh my God. Well, our producer was,
our producer, Candy Johnson, was definitely a huge part of it. She was in LA, and she was really, you know, just essential for this, because she was really tapped into the culture, into the influencers, and was kind of our person on the ground, I guess you could say. And then we would do visits and kind of see, you know, how everything was going. But
PMs are the heroes. Let's be honest.
for sure. Yeah.
PMs and producers make us all look good, right?
I mean, we're just in Portland. We don't know much about the specifics of LA, so it was
No,
really
it's
great.
dope. Yeah, no, it's great. I always like asking this because it's, I don't know, it's just kind of fun to talk about it. The idea is, what was left on the cutting room floor? What were some things that maybe were ideas that were like, nah, maybe not, or maybe just didn't have room for it. But I'm curious, what was left on the cutting room floor?
Oh my God, we had so many different iterations of ideas.
Really?
Yeah, I think the process, as sometimes happens with clients, I think we were initially talking about more like a film component. And so initially we were concepting for that as well as activations. And then after kind of regrouping with the clients, they and I guess us were kind of like, maybe an activation is just on its own the best fit for this. For what you guys are wanting. So I think there, like, there was a lot on the cutting floor from like the first round of
lots of fun stunts too. Like we were gonna like place like mannequins, like places that you wouldn't expect, or like a runway show in the middle of the desert, stuff like that. Just like it was such a wide range of ideas. But yeah, no, I mean, it was all such a fun time.
Well, and that's the important thing to remember about this entire process. It doesn't happen overnight. And
oh no,
there's not a key on the computer that says create campaign. And what I'll right. And what I'll say is, it's great to have a client like Depop where there's some flexibility, but there's also empathy, right? And I think that's really important with brands. Is agencies are there to help you solve your business problems. So make it a partnership, not make it a vendorship. And it just seems like Depop, just they're sharp and smart, and they're clients that you want to run through brick walls for, because they're understanding part of this process.
Yeah, I think that's definitely important in relationships. I think that's something that we're lucky that the agency really looks for, is like partners over, you know, like vendors, I guess.
Right.
And I think that's something that, you know, everyone tries and works to foster here. So
yeah,
I've been really lucky with that.
And I feel like they also had like a really good understanding of how agencies work too, because some people were on the agency side. So yeah, that was nice too, especially since this had so many different moving parts, and you know, making sure that we were all holding hands together for this whole thing.
Did you get to go to London?
No.
I think LA was our main thing.
I know.
Client visit.
Yeah. Lots of calls timed out for London though.
Yeah.
So that was,
been there, am there. Get it. What do you mean 6:30? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, it's fine. It's fine. What did you learn most in working on this campaign? Whether it was about a process, maybe it was about the way that you approach creativity, maybe it may have been something operational. What was something, or emotional, or maybe a confidence builder? What were some things, or the most important thing that you learned in the process?
Yeah, I mean, for me, I think because, you know, Opinionated does like so much TV broadcast work, and this was kind of like one of our biggest activation projects. And so just the production of it was like a huge learning experience, and, you know, how to make sure that everything we put out, you know, is being approved and perfect. And, you know, what vendors are we using for printing the stickers or the posters, and like going on the shoot with Jordan Firstman, and, you know, making our billboard for Pinks. And there was just so many things to keep track of. And that, you know, that was definitely like a huge new experience for us as an agency. And I think that definitely helped us like grow new skills and like learn how to work that way. And I think that was the biggest thing for me coming out of it.
Yeah, I
Cristina?
think taking into account for sure, defining even it like what an activation is, and I think that was a big learning for me, and going forward into concepting future ones, I think, and then also working with influencers and like how that works.
Always interesting.
It's always interesting. And so I think that was a huge learning experience of like it, because it's a little bit of a wild west of a world. I think the processes for film have been around for so long, and for all these kind of more traditional mediums have been around for so long. But when you get into this influencer land and activation land, it's honestly just a lot. It's freer, but there's a lot less of a roadmap of how to
also control. Because like with
Mhm.
influencers, it's like you give them the brief. This is, what the assets we need, but then it's in their hands to like, which is cool because then like come back with something that like you wouldn't have thought of, or like it's just an interesting spin on it. But yeah, I mean, like you said, it's a wild west because it's like you're just putting something in the ether and hoping it comes out good.
So I think flexibility was a big
Yeah.
takeaway. Like just kind of learning how to roll with the punches a little bit, and
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah.
to have, I think so.
Progress over perfection. I mean, we want the output to be great, but the process is anything but clean or linear or anything like that. And that's why I always say like producers and project managers, you have to just trust them, and
100%.
you have to listen to them every second of the. So I was at the Martin agency for a year. PMs used to get all over me, and I deserved it. But I learned very quickly. It's like whatever that is gospel. Whatever they're saying. So no, that's great. What else are you working on at the agency?
I think
don't tell me if it's something secret. So
Yeah, no, I think I mean, since Depop was one of my first big projects, I think so. Since then, we've done. Obviously, we had our voodoo thing that was really fun. I think we've developed a partnership with Dick's Sporting Goods, so we've been doing a lot of work for that as well.
Good.
Specifically for Kalia, which we just had.
That was our big thing for last year, I guess.
Yeah, nice.
And so I think that's ongoing. I think I've done a little bit of stuff for Panda Express, but
by the way, congratulations on that.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
We are a Panda family.
Yeah,
every day for dinner.
Last week, family dinner.
Yeah.
And it's, I mean, orange chicken, that's orange like, chicken, well, in the algebra of Panda Express, let's just be honest here. Orange chicken is the constant. Like that, it's right. Now they got a little spicy one. But then it's the other two entrees. Where do you go? No, you always do the upsell with honey walnut shrimp.
Of course.
And then, and then I fight sometimes with the family. It's like, can I get broccoli beef? No. Can I get teriyaki chicken? Yes. Can I get Beijing beef? Yes. So it's just like, and then there's always
ask for permission for your Panda.
2 orders of cream cheese Rangoon. I mean,
the Rangoons are the best.
Great.
I think
Get
that's the favorite.
Absolutely.
If they ever put crab in that, done.
Yeah, it's been really fun to see. We haven't been the primary team working on it, but we were doing a little bit of work for the pitch and stuff. So it was definitely really fun to see. Like, they are iconic like foods, and they're things that everyone is kind of familiar with, but we haven't seen like a ton of ad work for them really. Mm-hmm. So kind of putting that into a playbook of, because we've seen a lot of iconic advertising, and some of us here have worked on like McDonald's and Burger King, and there's like a lot of that experience, but now it's like, how do you do that?
Because here's what, so I had Panda for the first time. God, this was so long ago. Like early 2000, like maybe even like 90s. It might have been the 90s. I don't even know, but it was in by Pasadena. And so I was like, what is this place? they were still really small. And so effectively too, I think what's interesting is that it still does have one of the challenges is that it has that really good California West Coast story. People out West have it on lock, but I think the great opportunity is going into some of these other markets and really digging in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're everywhere.
Yeah. So I think, it's going to be fun. I think it's been cool to see the work that's been going on so far. So I think that's all I don't know if we can say anymore.
No, that's it. That's it.
Crab Rangoon after the Cascadia Awards.
Did you go get crab rangoon?
No, we had it for
Or
lunch
cheese?
that day, and they were just like in the fridge. So we came back to the office and just ate like 10 Rangoon sandwiches.
They did the apple pie thing. I think that's new. Have you tried it?
Okay,
I haven't tried it yet. Yeah, we gotta make another trip.
Yeah. It's orange chicken apple pie.
It's so good. So good. All right. You're allowed one answer on this, and you only have one sentence. You can only do it in one sentence. What's your favorite thing about working at Opinionated?
I'm gonna steal something. We do our employee spotlights. I'm gonna steal the answer that everyone says is the people. I think without that, I mean, I don't know. It wouldn't be this place, and it wouldn't be, I don't know, somewhere that's like a joy to work every day. I mean, there's people singing. In the background.
There's like a dance party going on right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
I was gonna say that as well. We're all like really good friends outside of work, and we hang out.
That helps.
It's just like
That's all
also the great playlists that we have every day. Someone takes over the Sonos, and like it'll just be like such a range of things to listen to.
And you're from Atlanta, so I can. there may be a little outcast, a little ludicrous. Yeah, I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much. I set this up as agency check-in, but it's not. This is Creative Convos. That's our other shows.
Yeah.
I was in Seattle yesterday. It's Creative Convos.
And now you're on top of a mountain right now.
Right. We have member check-ins, we have Creative Convos, we have Talent Talks, and we have the Northwest Marketer. So those are our 4 shows. Creative Convos, we're still learning. Priya and Cristina, creative team at Opinionated, hang out backstage for me. Don't go away. Okay. Don't hang up. It's not a Zoom call. But thanks so much for joining us. Congratulations. Well-earned plaudits. Awesome work. So cool. Hang out backstage. To all of you, a reminder that I'm giving it right to you. I know how to work things. Tonight, Migration Brewing. It's our party with PRSA, SEM, PDX, Stalling for Time, SEM, PDX, AMA, Portland, PRSA, and your good friends here at Think Northwest. Migration Brewing, party on the patio. Again, women's sports are big and never looking back. Tuesday, August 27th at the Sports Bra. It's going to be fantastic. And then, of course, the Think Northwest Open, Colwood in Portland, and a lot more stuff going on. Again, to all of our members, thank you so much for your support and supporting this mission. To learn more, go to thinknw.org. I'm super, super easy to find. Or you can just email me, zanger@thinknw.org. On behalf of everybody at Think Northwest, including our wonderful board, Doug Zanger. See you next time.